What's up, everybody? It's Johnny, and I'm back today for the second part of my video series on the PPP loan. If you have not seen the first part, please check that out now. Today, I will be going over how to qualify for loan forgiveness, how to apply for loan forgiveness, and tips for applying for the second round of PPP funding. Before I dive in here, understand this is an unprecedented time and things can change daily. This information can be changed as the stimulus can be expanded or modified at any point in time. So please subscribe and check back for more updates, as I will be updating you as I become aware of all new information. First, let's go over the basics of how to qualify for the PPP loan forgiveness. To be eligible for loan forgiveness, a borrower must use all PPP proceeds on eligible costs during the 8-week period beginning on the date PPP loan proceeds are dispersed to the borrower. Any proceeds that are not spent on eligible costs during the 8 weeks will not be eligible for forgiveness. So right now the natural question is, Johnny, what are eligible costs? I'm going to give you the basics, but please contact your accountant for specifics regarding eligible costs, as it is detailed in the actual fine print. Eligible costs include payroll costs, interest payments on a mortgage in effect prior to February 15th, 2020, rent payments under a lease agreement prior to February 15th, 2020, and utility payments including telephone and internet, with service beginning prior to February 15th, 2020. Now at this point, you have a basic understanding of what the eligible costs are. Next, you need to understand the 75-25 rule. In order to be eligible for maximum loan forgiveness, 75% of the PPP proceeds must be used for payroll costs, and up to 25% may be used for non-payroll costs. So far we've discussed how to maximize your loan forgiveness. At this point you may be wondering, in what situation would loan forgiveness be reduced? Loan forgiveness will be reduced in proportion to the extent you fail to use 75% of PPP loan proceeds on payroll costs over that 8-week period after funds are dispersed. Loan forgiveness may also be reduced if you decrease your full-time employee headcount, or if salaries and wages decreased by more than 25% for any employee that made less than $100,000 annualized in 2019. So at this point, we have gone over the basics of how to qualify for loan forgiveness and situations in which your loan forgiveness may be reduced. The next question that I wanted to address in this video is how to apply for loan forgiveness. Here are 4 tips. The first tip is to submit a request to the lender servicing the loan. The second tip is to contact your lender to determine their specific process for forgiveness, as this process may be specific to each individual bank. The third tip is that the request will include documents that verify the number of full-time equivalent employees and pay rates, as well as payments to eligible mortgage, lease, and utility obligations. So please retain clear and concise records on all expenses related to your PPP funds. If you refer back to the first part in this 2-part series on the PPP loan, I give suggestions on how to account for the PPP funds coming in and the PP funds going out. Please watch my last video so that you can get a clear understanding on an accounting system that will work and keep track of all PPP activity. Tip number 4, you will most likely need to certify that your documents are accurate and that you use the forgiveness amount to keep employees and make eligible expenses. So building off of tip 3, keep records on everything. Okay, the third topic that I wanted to address in this video is tips for reapplying if you were unsuccessful on your first attempt at applying for a PPP loan. And again, this was probably no fault of your own, but I understand this is a very difficult and complicated process, and I want to give you some advice on how to reapply. My first tip is to contact your bank to see if you need to reapply, if you need to do a separate application, or if your first application will suffice. And remember, the money will probably run out just like it did the first time, so you need to act now. My fourth tip regarding how to apply the second time around is to make sure that you have all your 2019 and 2020 documentation ready to go. If you are self-employed, you will need a Schedule C from your personal return. Be prepared so that when it's time to fill out the application, you have your information ready and you can quickly submit it. Okay, everybody, that was a lot of information. At this point, I hope you have more insight and feel better about how to obtain loan forgiveness, how to apply for loan forgiveness, and how to reapply for the PPP loan. I wish you all the best of luck during this difficult and unprecedented time. If you have not already done so, please click subscribe. As always, stay healthy, stay sane, and I cannot wait to see you all soon.